Hey guys, what's up? My name is PJ. So WWE just uploaded a WrestleMania teaser right before Super Bowl came on, and a lot of people are talking about this because in this teaser we got Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns and The Rock on the other side, and it seems like it's a tag team match that's about to take place. I don't know what's gonna happen, but they got everybody talking about this. But in this video I actually wanted to talk about what happened after the press conference, but I really wanted to talk about what happened at the press conference, what we saw, and what are the speculations regarding the upcoming matches that we're going to be able to see at WrestleMania. So let's talk about the press conference. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns came out, they roasted each other, and it seems like they were having a mini beef. Roman Reigns kind of, dusted him off. He said that, why don't you go over there in that corner, belong in the number 2nd spot. You don't belong in the main event title picture. And then he also mentioned how Cody was hesitant, and if you are that type of person, if you contemplate on making a decision, then the moment's going to pass you by. And then he makes a decision saying that he wants The Rock. And then The Rock came out, which he spent a lot of time working with the crowd. He was neither a bad guy or not a good guy. He was just that guy up until, things started to change. He worked the crowd pretty good. He asked them, hey, who would you rather see win this match? The Rock or Roman Reigns? He had planted an idea in people's brain that this match is going to happen. This was a monumental match that will take place at this year's WrestleMania. Then he started to thank press for being there. He thanked his millions and millions of his fans all around the world, the WWE Universe, and of course the Cody Crybabies, which took a huge turn in this chapter. This is where he got a lot of mixed reaction. Most of those cheers turned into boos. And then he brought out the PowerPoint presentation. He put up this huge bloodline tree that showed us why that this match was so important to not only him, but to the bloodline themselves. This bloodline tree had every Samoan that you can possibly think of. You don't even know who are going to be your future superstars, and they're probably right down underneath in that bottom tree line at the moment. I mean, we had people like, from the top of the list, like he mentioned his grandfather, High Chief Peter Maivia. He also mentioned Roman's grandfather, which is, connecting them by blood. It's, they're bound by blood. They did this handshake, and it reminded me a scene from Rocky Balboa where Apollo Creed and Rocky themselves, they do this handshake and the frame freezes, and that's the zoom in frame that we get of Roman and The Rock doing that handshake. And of course after that we get this Cody Rhodes of him coming out that this is BS. But before I get to that, I want to mention a couple of things because I don't want to go forward without mentioning these things. So the following few lines that The Rock ends up dropping in front of the crowd makes him look like more of a heel, a bad guy, or maybe like a corporate douchebag. And it's not up until the whole altercation happens, or you can tell by his true motives. Looking at the the picture that's in the background, he looks at the crowd. He goes, whether if you love it or you hate it, but you're gonna learn how to respect it. That there is only one royal family in this pro wrestling business. And then he smiles and he cockily says, whether if you want to believe it or not, if that this is not the main event of WrestleMania, then it doesn't matter what you think. And right after when he dropped that line, the whole crowd erupted. They were just booing The Rock and the whole situation, that they did not want to see The Rock and Roman Reigns, of course. And at that time they were doing the handshake. And of course, after a brief 30 second or maybe like a minute, we heard, hold on from the back. And that's when it took me a few seconds to realize that that was Cody Rhodes coming out, because I didn't hear no entrance theme song. He came out, took the center stage, and he was like, this is BS. And that's when the whole crowd erupted. And then he took a few seconds. He was like, you don't get to make your decision. I am the Royal Rumble winner, and this is BS. I should be the one to be able to make my own decision. Then he looks at Seth, and then he turns around to Roman. He goes, I choose you, Roman, to face you in the main event at WrestleMania. WrestleMania. And then the whole crowd just went, you know, they were cheerful, and then everybody was like, oh, finally, WWE, listen to us. They are finally giving us the match that we want to see, but not the one we deserve. So we went from a very weird, odd situation, from people getting upset and mad at the fact that Cody's not even in the main event title picture at WrestleMania, to be in a very spicy situation where our main hero gets to be in the main event picture because he's making his own decision now on live television. They gave us what we wanted, but even more on top of that, they made it spicier. They added a lot of great values to this matchup. For the first time ever, I feel like we are getting something that we don't know what we're getting at the same time, and that is quite exciting time to be a wrestling fan, because now I am in for the ride. I am so hooked. I am so invested into this storyline more than ever. So Roman Reigns gets pretty irritated. He says that, why are you out here? Go with your number 2 pick over there, the dumbass in the green. He said that you're a done deal, you belong in their losers bracket, you know, just pretty much belittling the World Heavyweight Championship title. He says that you had your moment last year, no one cares about your story, no one cares about your father, and that's when things get heated. And this is where crowd went, oh, you know, we want to hear Cody's response now, because he says something about his father. Cody fired back right at Roman Reigns. He goes, here you are talking about my family. What about your family? He goes, your folks are lackeys and goons, and y'all haven't cooked anything in 2 years. And then Cody Rhodes simply looked at Roman Reigns and The Rock, and he said that if your grandfather Hachi Peter Maivia, if he was here, then he will be ashamed of you. And that was it. That is what hit the rock bottom. So this segment that was taking place between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, they were standing close to each other, you know, face to face, and The Rock was out of the frame. He walked slowly, closely into the frame. He walked right past Roman Reigns, and he looked directly at Cody Rhodes. He says that if you're talking about his ancestors, you're talking about my ancestors, my blood, my Samoan family, my bloodline. And then he simply slapped him. And oh my god. And as you guys can see from my reaction, I actually did a live reaction. You can find the video on my channel. I can post a link in the description box. I erupted. I went off. I was like, holy shit, this is what this business is all about. Guys, sure, they probably made a decision that they were gonna do The Rock and Roman Reigns, but man, oh man, the power of the internet. I mean, sure, they pivoted. I don't know if that's what you want to call it. They, you know, pivoted from what they were gonna do, you know, The Rock and Roman Reigns, to now Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, which I'm not gonna put my foot on it, because I feel like they're gonna make us think that that's what we're getting right now, but they're gonna take it away, and then they're gonna put the match back into that spot. I feel like that's what's gonna happen for the next few weeks. It's gonna go back and forth. And the only way that this would possibly happen is because they would possibly show this within the storyline that The Rock is on TKO board member team, and then he could possibly like abuse powers to, you know, fudge up the matches, and take control of certain situations, possibly playing some sort of realism, since the fans are like buying into this anyways, you know. We are so invested into this storyline. Like at this point, I am hooked. I'm very hooked right now. So the previous speculation that I had before we saw the teaser that being dropped today was basically that Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes would face The Rock and Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber, but I don't think that's gonna happen anymore, because in the teaser itself for WrestleMania, it seems like it's Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes facing The Rock and Roman Reigns. But then again, I feel like it doesn't make any sense unless they want to go back to back, where they're doing a tag team match on night 1, and then on night 2 it's going to be Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes anyways. So what do you guys think? Post your comments about all the things that you can possibly think that could happen at WrestleMania or even at Elimination Chamber. For some reason, I just can't see Roman Reigns wrestle 2 nights in a row at WrestleMania. That is something that's just not gonna happen. Although I can see this tag team match happen at Elimination Chamber, but not at WrestleMania. Now, before the press conference took place, I had a pretty good idea, which this can still happen. They just have to show that Roman Reigns and The Rock are not on the same page. They both have ego. They both have chip on their shoulder. Roman Reigns has been building up his this tribal chief, head of the table. You know, he has been carrying all the burden of the WWE itself. You know, he has been, you know, on top of the world, pretty much on top of the food chain itself. You know, while The Rock, he's been to Hollywood, he's doing his own thing, and all of a sudden he wants to get back in the same picture and face Roman Reigns. So you can have those egos clash up against each other. We can still see at WrestleMania where, you know, it will be The Rock versus Roman night 1, and winner of that match faces Cody Rhodes since he's the Rumble winner. Or if you don't like that idea, night 1 will be The Rock versus Cody Rhodes. Winner of that match will face Roman Reigns, and I would say that Cody Rhodes wins that match and he faces Roman Reigns. Or they can also do The Rock being a special guest referee match where Cody Rhodes is facing Roman Reigns, and he could either screw Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. And that's the biggest thing. You don't know what's going to happen. That is what's going to keep us very excited for, you know, this upcoming 8 weeks of storyline that's going to happen on TV, or 8 or 7 weeks or something like that. I'm so excited to be at WrestleMania. I've already got my tickets, and I've got my plane tickets, and I'm ready to go. I had one more situation that I wanted to talk about, and it's actually one of the matches that I mentioned where Cody Rhodes would face The Rock, and if only he could defeat The Rock on night 1, he can face Roman Reigns on night 2 at WrestleMania. Now, by that time, you know, The Rock still respects Roman Reigns. He still wants the title. He still wants the hunt. He wants to sit at the head of the table. He wants to show who is the real tribal chief. And Kansas City Chiefs just won the Super Bowl once again. Anyways, The Rock still wants the title. He still wants to sit at the head of the table. But then again, there is a huge stepping stone. Why not Cody Rhodes face The Rock on night 1, and he defeats The Rock on night 1, okay? Then he goes on to face Roman Reigns on night 2, where Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso tries to interfere in that match, try to save Roman Reigns like they usually do, and The Rock shows up. The Rock shows up only to save Cody Rhodes this time around, and actually turn tables where Cody Rhodes defeats Roman Reigns once and for all. I think that would be the perfect scenario, the Cinderella story, so to speak, your perfect happy ending. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you have a better idea? Post your theory, your speculation, whatever you think. If you have a better match idea than I do, I would love to know, because I would love to talk to my Discord chat folks, because that's what we like to do. You know, we love to talk about wrestling. I would love to know any ideas that you have. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys on the next one, hopefully after SmackDown, since The Rock and Roman Reigns are advertised for SmackDown's episode. I can't wait for that one. Peace soup. Bye-bye.